Hola, ¿qué tal? Es la Reina Ramírez. En esta ocasión vamos a ver junto conmigo cómo resolver derivadas. Lástimamente el video va a estar en inglés. Si tú no sabes inglés, te recomiendo que tomes algún curso. Quizás en un futuro yo haga un curso de inglés, o sea, imparta un curso de inglés, pero por el momento el video va a estar en inglés porque el inglés es el idioma más conocido a nivel mundial y se podría decir que es como el idioma más genérico a nivel mundial. O sea, todo el que viaja y todo el que conoce algún tipo de, no sé, como, o tiene alguna carrera, sabe por lo menos lo básico de inglés. Así que por eso voy a hacer el video en inglés. Bien. So in this case, we're going to study the theorem of role. We're gonna make a math video, and this in this occasion we're gonna study the derivatives, and the derivatives are actually one of the 7 ways of solving the theorem of rho. I will write down here the topic title, Theorem of Rho. It is with double L in Spanish, but I think that in English it's just one L. Okay, something that you need to have in mind is that the exercise that we're gonna do is the derivatives. So in this case, I am going to add here. Sorry, let's try to point through there. If we can't do it, then we go here and put derivatives, like sorry, like this. Um, Actually, it is not very super well aligned, sadly, but it's enough. I mean, um, we don't have to be perfect to get what we need right now. Let me see if I can find a cursor pointer here. Let me see. No, and I don't get it. So as I don't get the pointer here, let's try to go back and let's try it from scratch. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna put here theorem of rho. In this case is case of derivatives. It can be derivatives or derivate with t, but I think that is with d. After we got what we have to do, let's write down the exercise that we're gonna solve. But before we go with the exercise, I want you to understand one concept, and the concept is simple. When you're gonna look for the derivative and you want to know if the derivative is actually acceptable in the theorem of rho, you have to see you have one condition, and it's this one. I will teach it to you. The condition is this one. Condition is that the parameter or term of A and B are both um, derivative. What I'm trying to say is that A and B are equal to, for example, if A and A and let me see, if A is equal to FB. You may not see it very clearly right now, but if I put it like this, if you are a developer like me, you will understand better what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is that this, let's put it like this, okay? As a mathematician, you will understand what I'm saying. This, okay? This is just the first condition for the derivatives in the theorem of rho. Now, how to solve that? How to solve that? We have to know that if we have a Cartesian quadrant, let's write it. Let's make a Cartesian quadrant here really fast. Okay. Um, let's make one Cartesian quadrant, as I said. You see? Dun. Okay. This is why. Let's put it bigger. But let's leave it like that because it doesn't give me the option to put it bigger. And well, let's go down here and write down, for example, x. And this x, we're gonna put it slower. Uh-oh, the x disappear. X. We we wanna try to put it. Oh, I can like put it slower. I don't know why. Let's see now. Okay, now I could. What we have to do is, for example, you see that in here, for example, this is equal to 0, okay? And what it established is simple. It establishes that the same that you have here on the x, also you would have in the negative side. But it is not that you will have the same result. What it is derivated when you have actually the same possibility of growing from both sides. From the side of x positive and from the side of x, x negative. This is the axis of x, and let me see if I can make a, I don't know, like a, there should be a way of making like okay, you would see 0, okay, and now it goes, for example, down, up again, and that's it. This, for example, let's say that this is here minor 1.2, for example. Let's let's go back and put it more clear because it's kind of confusing. Okay, I will put the letters very small, not super small, but kind of in a way that is easy to read. Okay, now let's put here, for example, 1.9, but it's minor, okay? And in this case, up here is one, or no one. Let's say that it is two. Do you get it? So at the end, we are with those two possibilities. But this is derivated not because um, both sides can grow in the same way. No. It is just because both sides have the same possibility to grow, but actually one side can grow even more than the other. So in this exercise, we're gonna solve this one. The exercise is going to be to find fa equals to fb of this minor 1 comma 2. Let's make. How am I able to solve this? Well, it is super simple. What we have to take in consideration is just the like a general formula to get the derivatives. And the general formula is this one. I will show it to you right now. It is like this. Fx is equal to x um, Let me see. I have here this there is a num potential sign. Yes, this sign 3, for example, and then minor 2 multiplier by minor 1. Sorry, my minor x, and we are gonna put again the same sign that we have here. I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna paste it here. And now is 2 minor minor 1 plus 2. And you may be thinking, but is that as simple as that? Oh, sorry, I wrote down something wrong, and it's the minor 1 here. How can I fix that? I don't have idea how to edit something here. That is something bad, which I don't know how to fix. Let me see. Okay, in this case, what I want to do is just to try to copy on a notepad, for example, because it's faster for me. Fx equals to x um upper sign, which is found here. Let me see. Okay, 3 minor 2 minor x upper sign again 2 minor minor 1 plus, and there it was saying 2, but it was not 2. Okay, plus 2. There are people that say plu, but I'm not saying plu. I said plus in the name of Jesus Christ from Nazareth. I don't like those gossipers. Okay, now let's copy this and let's go here, and we're gonna take this eraser, as simple as that, and let's try to remove this, or let's just go back in with this. Okay, and now we're gonna take this tool and we're gonna paste here. And now instead of placing minor 1 is minor x. Okay, you may be thinking, but everything is x right now. And yes, you may believe it or no, but what is different here is just the 2 here and the 2 at the end, and that's it. And also I am missing a potential here too. All the potentials are fixed. I will tell you something that you may not understand right now really fast. And let's make this, for example, in a calculator. And you will see that it's different. For example, if I say, um, let's put this as a, let's say, as a programmer, I don't know. Yes. And in here, we can put, for example, one, no, no. Let's look at for it as no. Okay, let's look for must forward two functions, for example. I don't know if you have listened to GeoGebra. I don't have an account in there, but I will have to create one maybe. Um, Let me see this one. This one is not available, sadly. So let's go to this one, maybe. This is actually the same as this one, maybe. Sounds kind of the same. Um, just wait. I don't have much time, so let's just solve it. What I wanted to show to you is that the potential, when you put that sign in another program, sometimes it even convert the number to a potential number. For example, what I'm saying is that if I go to docs from Google, you would see that the writing a potential is not that difficult. Now let's solve this. How we are gonna solve it? Well, first we have to solve f from the first parameter of a, which is minor one, and it means that we're gonna change x to minor one, upper three, minor um, let me see, minor one again. But in this case, I'm gonna put it in parentheses. Yes, it sounds kind of weird, but it's in Spanish it's the same thing. Minor parentheses, minor one, and you may not believe it, but here it changes to plus one, which is just like this. Um, two plus two. And now let's make it just straight. That's equal to let's put it here. Oh, I was able to put it. That was weird. Okay, now let's say for example minor one um as a potential by three is exactly right just one. Okay? But remember that it is a multiplication. By three by three or one by three. I mean, how can I say it? As it is a number that is established superior and the one that is below is um, inferior, actually what we have to make is a potential of the first number. But at the end, the potential is to the number that is up because the number that is down um, is a variable. I mean, is something that is supposed to change. In this case, we got that is 3. And minor by minor is equal to positive. And 1 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2 by 1 again is equal to 2. Because as I said before, you are changing the variable. Now, minor 1 elevated or potentially 2 is equal to minor 2 plus 2. And if you summarize, for example, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Let's go here. 5, we have 5, and 2 minor 2 plus 2 is equal to actually 0. Okay? So at the end, if you summarize 5 plus 0, I don't know if you know that, but 5 plus 0 is equal to 0. Every number that is operated to 0 is equal to 0 at the end. If it was, for example, a multiplication, it would be the same as an addition. So that's everything. Now we're gonna make it with the second parameter. How? Just look. I wanna try to put it on the same uh, latitude, and let's put, for example, function of 2 is equal to parentheses minor 2. Why minor 2? Sorry, it's not minor 2. In this case, it's just 2. 2 elevated by 3 minor 2 minor 2 elevated by 2 minor parentheses minor 2 elevated by 2 plus 2. Now we're gonna go right here and let's put 2, let's say 2 elevated by 3 is 2 by 2 by 2 is equal to 4 and then 8. But actually, what we have to do is as simple as 8 and then 2 minor 2 elevated by 2 is equal to 2 by 2 is 4, and that is positive. Then 2 plus 4 positive. And we have to make, for example, now the minor by minor is equal to positive, and 2 by 2 is equal to positive as well, and that is 4. But here we have a tricky side, and it is that you see, for example, the 2, the 2 elevated by 2, negative, as they are the same, they stay the same. So it's like this. And in this case, they are also the same, but the number sign was apart. So it does not change. And plus 2. Now let's go down and let's go 8 minus 2 is equal to, let's just make the rests together first. Because when we have an addition and we have numbers that are resting, we have to make the rest first. That's the law of signs, okay? So 2 minus 2 is equal to minus 6 plus 4 plus 2 is equal to 8. Sorry, to 6 as well. And we got that it is equal to 2, as you can see, 2 plus 0. And that is equal to 0. Okay? And that was everything. That's how we find if two numbers are relative and not relatively derivated with the theorem of row. And yes, as you may be thinking, but Reynald, that is not confusing the part here of the 2 plus 0. Yes, it's kind of confusing. I am very honest. But I will tell you one thing. First thing is that it was not actually 2 plus 0. It was actually 2 minus 0 because the c plus c is equal to 12. And in here, um, that would be like 8 minus 12, that is equal to 4. But then we would have like a problem because actually this was divided from the other side. So at the end, this was minor. Why? Because the 8 is at this side. So it is like saying 6 negative plus 6 positive. And how much is it? It is actually 6 minus 6, and that is 0. And when you understand that, then you go down with 0, and the 8 became 2 just because the 6 was 0, but the resting of the 6 was possibly in there. And as this is not a mathematical problem of, how can I say it, of something that has to be exactly precisely. This is just a problem to determine the derivation between two numbers. This problem should not be taken as an restricted problem, but as a problem to be seen as a solution. I mean, as something that give us a possibility. And if it is 0 in both sides, it means that it gives us the possibility. But what I'm saying is simple. Two here actually was minus 0, and that is 0. But I left it as plus because the 2 was actually not maybe 2. It could have been 6 or 2. Or if you have taken in another way, it could have been in another way. But if you see it clearly, actually the right way is this one, 2 plus 0. And when you summarize, 2 plus 0 is actually 0. But if you put it in a concrete way, 2 plus 0 should be actually 2, not 0. But the law of mathematical algebra says that any number that is operated to 0 is equal to 0, always. When they are um, related to the Cartesian quadrant and they are functions, any number. Let's say, for example, that I have a program, and the program makes an operation. When it makes the operation and it finds a 0, most of the time it becomes 0. Why? Because on the programs, sadly, sometimes instead of just summarizing, it sometimes also multiplies. And when it multiplies, it is 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is 0. And that's why in the derivatives, this also applied as 0. So that was everything. If you didn't understand, I know that you would understand with the time. I want you to know something. Mathematics are not to be seen in a way of something too concrete. They have to be seen as something that will give you a solution for you to solve different kind of problems. When you see it in that way, then you will understand that every uh, different formula has its purpose. And when they accomplish or they fulfill their purpose, then you are on the right way. That is being a good mathematician. Well, see you in the next video. Thank you for your time. If you want to see me, I will show my camera just for a while. Bye bye. God bless you. And remember, Jesus Christ is God.